Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex.
And I'm Jay.
And we got some news updates for you from around the land of smiles this Thursday, June 26th. Before we begin, though, please remember to subscribe to the Tiger to stay up to date on all things Thailand. Now, today, we'll be talking about the unfolding chaos surrounding Thailand's cannabis law changes. A Finnish murder suspect captured in a Hua Hin sting, and a little later arrests made over a suspected time bomb found en route to Phuket. But before we begin, Jay, would you mind giving us a quick word from our sponsor?
Well, Alex, let me tell you, Fazwaz is the best place to buy real estate Thailand, period. If you are into renting, buying, or selling property here in Thailand, Fazwaz is the place to go.
Yeah, say no more, my friend. I'm supposed to be in the hunt soon, and I keep saying this for weeks.
Yeah.
I got a really busy month, but
You say this every year.
I'm gonna get to it, okay? Everybody's making fun of me for still living in the same shoebox. Fazwaz, hook me up. All right, let's dive into it, everybody.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
I'm upset.
Why?
It's a rough time for one of my beloved industries here in Thailand.
Oh, okay.
Let's dive into it. Thailand's cannabis clampdown. New rules threaten to derail the green boom. Sad times. Thailand is rolling out strict new cannabis regulations that could upend its booming post-legalization industry. Signed on June 24th by Public Health Minister Somsak. The rules require a medical prescription for all cannabis purchases and ban online vending machine and in-store sales without oversight. Cannabis smoking inside businesses is only allowed under licensed medical supervision. Only certified practitioners like traditional Thai or Chinese medicine doctors can supervise medicinal use. Sellers and processors must obtain licenses and report product data. A 30-day supply cap, whatever that means, is now enforced per person. Advertising is banned. Officials cite a doubling of cannabis users since 2022 as justification. No duh, you legalized it. But critics warn the restrictions could cripple Thailand's budding cannabis economy. You get that? Budding.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I think it's dumb. I always heaped praise on the fact that Thailand skipped the laughable medical marijuana phase that countries go through, which is just like, oh, my stomach, oh, I can't sleep, my eyes, I got a toothache, and then you get a medical prescription, and then you get weed, and then, you don't need it for anything, you just wanted to get high, I think is kind of how it goes. So there was big respect there. We've never seen any country go this way, like put the cat back in the bag, the toothpaste back in the tube. How do you think it plays out? What do you think?
I feel like we've spoken about this. It's the same thing. They're going to have medical experts at the shop, and most likely you'll be able to get the prescription at the shop. That's what I think is going to happen.
10,000, 15,000
No,
shops?
the big ones. The big brands.
Insane. Yeah.
It's good. The big brands are going to survive.
Yeah.
This is not for everybody.
Well, they're not going to be able to sell in store without medical supervision.
Allegedly.
This is the thing, right?
Allegedly.
The dust needs to settle.
You're
We don't really
assuming
know.
that everyone's going to follow the rules. And from whatever you know about Thailand, the rules aren't enforced. So, we'll just be talking, because I have a feeling that throughout the year, as this gets enforced, or if it gets enforced, we'll just be talking about more and more companies being caught or people being thrown into jail. And we're going to have to see if they even do that.
Yeah, time will tell. Well, let's dive into the politics of it. You're up next.
All right, well, moving on to our next story. Anutin denies missteps on cannabis, opposes casino legalization. Thai Party leader Anutin Chanvirakul has dismissed claims that his party mishandled Thailand's cannabis policy. He maintains that Thai always focused on legalizing cannabis for medical use and had proposed a bill that was blocked by coalition partners. Now, he supports the current government's move to reclassify cannabis as a narcotic under a medical framework. Now in opposition, Anutin also reaffirmed Thai's firm stance against legalized casinos, stating the party only compromised while in government. With greater independence, he says Thai will now take clearer, uncompromised positions on major national issues.
Yeah. So,
Complete backpedal here.
yeah.
We only did it because we were in a coalition, but now that we're not, let me tell you how I really feel.
Well, it was interesting because Thai, they were obviously being ousted during the elections, the last round of elections. And I think that Anutin saw cannabis legalization as sort of a Hail Mary to gain a little bit of popularity. But then the rollout was very much like lightning speed. And it's always supposed to have been medical use, but it just was never enforced that way, which allowed the industry to flourish and created tons of jobs and brought a lot of money in terms of tourism. But now it seems like this has some petty politics going on because Phua Thai wants the casinos. The Bumjai Thai like the legalized marijuana, but now they're not working together, so they're both fighting against each other's policy initiatives.
We do live in a society of saving face, and yet although most people wouldn't agree with this backpedaling, they would rather backpedal and be like, hey, look, I did the right thing, than actually just regulate it and let it go.
Yeah, I don't know. Better legal framework. It doesn't seem like Phua Thai is very interested in regulating the market as it exists, and this strikes me as a place where they're going to put in pretty heavy laws so that they can selectively enforce them, and then everybody just has to be on their toes and get ready for whenever crackdowns may happen. But yeah, we have to wait for the dust to settle. All right, on to
the next.
The classic stories of Farangs behaving badly here in Thailand. Our next story is about a Finnish murder and drug trafficking suspect who was captured in a Hua Hin sting. Straight out of a movie, Thai immigration police have arrested Finnish fugitive Daniel Arejo Karvonen, 42 years old, in Hua Hin following a covert surveillance operation. Karvonen, wanted by Interpol and Norwegian authorities for murder and major drug trafficking, was tracked to a condominium gym where undercover officers posing as trainers confirmed his identity before making the arrest. He's accused of a brutal 2024 murder in Kongsvinger, Norway, pardon my Norwegian, and leading a narcotics ring smuggling drugs across the Norwegian-Swedish border. Authorities hailed the arrest as part of Thailand's crackdown on transnational crime, with Karvonen now in custody awaiting extradition. Good news. Yeah.
There we go.
We've heard a lot of times about criminals who have been hiding out in Thailand. That's not an unfamiliar kind of story. It's nice to see that these international enforcement organizations are working closely with Thai authorities to bring them to justice. Eventually,
they do get caught. I wonder the reasoning for them to come here is like, oh, look, it still took him 10 years to get caught. Not this specific story, but like a lot of them that do get caught.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wait, he was here for 23 years and then he got caught because of a visa run?
Yeah.
I think I can skip that. 23 years is good.
Yeah.
Stay in my country, go to jail, go to Thailand, get caught 23 years later.
Yeah, it's a good option, I think. You know, when you're just overstaying your visa by 23 years, that's like, come on.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to stay in Thailand? However, if you are a criminal on the lam for murder, then there should probably be a little bit more of a priority on tracking you down. So
there's a reason why Alex can't return to China.
Dude, yeah. There's many reasons, apparently. Yeah. I also have JD Vance memes on my phone. I might not be able to go back to America.
That's true.
All right, moving on.
Moving on to
serious face.
Sorry. Yeah. I just saw JD Vance's face in that meme. It just makes you know. All right.
Good meme.
All right, this is a serious one. Our next story. A suspected time bomb found in car en route to Phuket, where 2 people have been arrested. Police in Phang Nga stopped a car bound for Phuket early Tuesday and discovered a suspected homemade time bomb during a checkpoint search. Now, 2 men from Pattani, aged 29 and 37, were arrested. They claimed they were hired to drive through the vehicle from Songkhla and given GPS instructions via smartphone. The device, comprising a digital timer, circuit board, and gunpowder, was hidden in the back seat. Authorities safely removed the item for analysis. While not yet confirmed as an explosive, the investigation is ongoing with police probing potential links to broader threats. They must have done a proper thorough check, or they must have gotten like a tip off, because a time bomb hidden in the back seat for them to just stop a car.
Yeah.
It's a I've been through that checkpoint hundreds of times. They just kind of look at you and then let you go. It's just a casual checkpoint.
Well, you got a nice smile, Jay.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, I think it's...
I don't look bomby.
Well, depends on who you ask.
America would disagree,
right.
But never mind.
But yeah, I don't know. Are these guys complicit? You know, people get hired to like transport cars all the time. They're like, hey, we need to move this car. Just go do it. Seems like an innocent enough request. They might not have even known. And this has been a big problem in Southeast Asia in general, where people are being used to commit crimes on behalf of people that they have no idea who it even is. Money talks.
Well done to the Thai police for catching them, by the way. A lot of the times people slip by, and whatever it was, a tip-off, or they were expecting it, or they saw the license plate from Patani, which would be random, but however, they decided to stop them and actually do a thorough search. Well done to the police for catching these men.
Kudos where it is due.
Yeah.
All right, on to our next story. Well, I don't know. Jay, how do you feel about Kratom?
I'm okay. Well, I'm allergic to cannabis, so Kratom's more up my alley, I guess.
It's a little bit of a buzz.
It's quite rare, but I've never even gotten a buzz from Kratom.
Really?
Have you ever tried Kratom?
Tons, yeah.
Like, you know, they have those herbal drinks made from Kratom, which are legal. I've even tried it at 420. Extremely tasty, but nothing. I don't feel anything.
Well, apparently it is a controlled substance, though. I have.
You need like nam tom.
What is that?
Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, good.
What does that mean? All right, fine. Tell me after the show. But yeah, anyways, you're not supposed to give it to kids. And a cafe in Chiang was busted for selling Kratom tea to school children.
Oh, naughty.
Authorities in Chiang raided a cafe on Jet Yod Road for illegally selling Kratom tea to teenagers, including students in uniform. That's a big no-no. Led by Governor Charin Tong-suk, the operation found 19 youths aged 15 to 19 socializing, gaming, and consuming stimulant-laced tea during school hours and late at night, disrupting the community. The cafe's owner, 35-year-old Talan, was arrested for selling flavored Kratom tea to minors without a license. If you have a license, you can do it? No. Although Kratom is legal in Thailand, unlicensed sales to minors are prohibited. The students were referred to the Provincial Education Office for disciplinary action as officials intensify efforts to curb youth Kratom use.
Yeah. Youths
Youths and their Kratom
Oh, look,
use.
they definitely should not be selling it to kids. They were wrong. They're going to get in trouble. They're going to pay the fines and possibly even go to jail.
Yeah, certainly the owner is. But I just feel weird about Kratom. How bad
Kratom's
is
the
it
OG,
for you?
bro. No,
Yeah,
Kratom
I
is
know.
like OG. It depends how they make it. So, especially in the South, Kratom leaves, there's something called namtom, which is basically they take Kratom leaves, they put like a Red Bull in it, and like they make a
Oh, I
concoction,
know
and
it.
like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
gives you like that. Aching!
Now I know it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I've heard about this.
I wouldn't know anything
General
about it.
knowledge and
personally.
education.
Yeah, it's one of those things though where it's like, how bad a substance is this, right? Like we let kids drink coffee ostensibly. I guess Kratom's a little harder than that. But
Yes, definitely.
not the refined stuff that you see in like the bottles that you crack open. I know the
Yeah.
roadside like stuff with like where everybody's drinking out of the plastic bottles. Probably that's a little harder.
Yeah.
But you know, every time I have a Kratom, I'm just like, this is just like a nice soda. Like, I
Again,
don't-
you have like the FDA approved, yummy tasting passion fruit flavor Kratom.
yeah. That's what I mean. Like if it's FDA approved, I feel like where's the limits there? But I
You're
guess I don't
FDA
know.
approved.
I'm not advocating giving kids drugs. Okay, I'm just saying that there are worse substances out there. I think.
But you are actually FDA approved.
I am.
And you're edible.
What?
But then that would be called cannibalism. And that's frowned upon in many societies around the world.
Including Thailand. Please stay away, Jay.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on to our last story from Thailand. And it's a it's a feel-good story.
That it is.
We all want one. A stray kitten survives 240 kilometers ride under a car, and it's now been adopted in Udon, Thani. A black stray kitten miraculously survived a 240-kilometer journey clinging to a car's drive shaft and found a forever home in Udon, Thani. Railway officer Wipachet and his colleagues heard meowing during a round trip to Khon Kaen, but couldn't locate the source upon return. They kept hearing a meow. Who is it? Where's it coming from? Upon returning, Wipachet's dogs barked under the car, prompting a rescue team to discover the exhausted 4-month-old kitten. Wipachet adopted her immediately, naming her Black,
Creative.
and now cares for her alongside his many other pets. He believes animals that find him bring luck, and even plans to play the lottery using his car registration number. There we go.
Yay.
Yeah, found a black cat. Let's name him Dam, which is black.
Yeah. Who keeps meowing? That's
Yeah. Where's that meow coming from?
So I'm a little confused. Did they stop? They heard meowing. They stopped the car, couldn't find it, and then they kept driving.
No, it wasn't
Horrendous
disturbing
for this
enough.
cat.
It's like he just stops the car. Everybody stop. Turns the engine off.
Brings a whole new meaning to this baby's purring like a kitten. Am I right?
Turns the engine back on. Starts going.
All right. That's a car jokes.
What?
Yeah. Purring like a kitten? Like the engine? No? Okay. All right.
What?
Have you never heard that about engines? This baby's purring like a kitten. You're a motorcycle guy. How do you?
Yeah, I don't say my motorbike is purring like a.
Can you back me up in the chat, people? That is a common phrase for engines, right? I'm not just making this. I haven't been living in an alternate
drive
universe.
Cars nor bikes.
And yet I know common idioms around.
Apparently,
them.
you're an idiom.
Yes. Okay. Damien says yes. Car joke. Yes, Alex. Danny. Come on, Jay. You got to know your motorcycle turns of phrases.
I think the world's moved on.
And Laurel disagrees. Laurel, you don't know anything.
All right.
All right, intern.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. Hello. Wow.
And we're back.
I'm refreshed.
I feel like forever. What a great time. I love our FastWaz ads are fast. Check out FastWaz, everybody. Thank you, FastWaz, for supporting the show. Do we got time for a couple of... Yeah? Hit me. Guys, next week, it's 4th of July weekend and Canada Day weekend.
It's the 4th of July.
Indeed. And just like Tom Cruise, I was born on it. No, I wasn't. But we got shows, people. I got a show in Bangkok and in Pattaya. Jay hates when I do this, but I need somebody to buy tickets to these things, okay? Bangkok Night Live is going to be next July 4th at Siam Design Hotel. We still owe them a video, by the way.
We do.
So here's
why don't we do it, though?
I don't know. They just haven't asked for it. So anyways, in lieu of that, they're getting this promo. So go to the Siam Hotel on July 4th. You can find the tickets on Megatix. And also the very next day, we're going to be at the other Siam Hotel in Pattaya. We're going to be in Pattaya for Pattaya Night Live with a slightly different lineup, but still an all-American and Canadian lineup in celebration of the holidays. So if you are in Bangkok or in Pattaya for 4th of July weekend or 5th of July weekend, please go to Megatix and look up either Bangkok Night Live or Pattaya Night Live, and you'll be able to find our tickets on sale right now.
You love tickets.
I will be at both of those shows as your intrepid host.
He will not.
I will. All right. Okay, and that's it for the plugs.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Our first story in the ASEAN section of the news, we are heading off to Vietnam, where we have had some very interesting high-profile corruption and fraud cases where the threat of the death penalty was being used. But apparently Vietnam is now abolishing the death penalty for embezzlement and has now spared a tycoon's life. Vietnam's National Assembly has voted to scrap the death penalty for 8 offenses, including embezzlement and attempting to overthrow the government. Effective July 1st, this major legal shift spares the life of real estate tycoon Trong Milan, who was sentenced to death for a $12 billion U.S. fraud. God only knows how many dong that is. Her sentence will now be commuted to life imprisonment. Other crimes losing capital punishment include vandalism of state property, fake medicine production, and espionage. 10 offenses like murder and drug trafficking will still carry the death penalty. All unexecuted sentences for affected crimes will be downgraded to life terms. Some of those things are not like the others, I feel like. Was it vandalism of state property? Probably doesn't warrant a death penalty, I don't think. But it was interesting. You never really see, people embezzle billions of dollars in America, and they're just like, hey, stop. That's it. But in Vietnam, we're going to kill you. But apparently not anymore.
Yeah.
Weird stuff.
Don't kill people.
Well, don't commit major crimes either, I think.
That's true. Put them in jail for the rest of their lives.
It's a
And let
good
them suffer.
Yeah. All right.
How much embezzling is bad embezzling?
Any? Why? How much have you embezzled here, James?
Would it be... What?
Well, I don't know anything.
All right. Moving on to our next story. 2 million ringgit in cannabis seized from abandoned car at Malaysia-Thai border. Malaysian customs seized over 2.2 million ringgit worth of cannabis from an abandoned car near the Thai border on June the 19th. Officers discovered 40 vacuum-sealed packets weighing nearly 23 kgs hidden in bags and beneath the vehicle. The drugs are believed to have been smuggled from Thailand as part of a cross-border syndicate operation which uses parked cars to transfer cannabis to local distributors. The car registered to a 66-year-old woman may have been misused by her son. The case involving cannabis valued at 100 million ringgit, rather 100,000 ringgit per kg, is under investigation for trafficking, which carries a death penalty or life imprisonment.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
It's a lot of weed, 23 kilograms. Look, we're talking a lot about the controversies of the cannabis laws here in Thailand. There are no controversies in Malaysia. They are very soundly anti-cannabis, carrying several harsh punishments, which of course brings up a big black market where lots of people are going to be incentivized to make a lot of money doing that. Don't smuggle drugs, I think.
Don't do it.
Just generally no.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Girl, I really like the way
speaking
you...
of large sums of money, we're off to the Philippines, as the Philippines sees a 32% surge in millionaires and now totals over 12,000 individuals. The Philippines now boasts $12,800 millionaires. We're not talking pesos, people. A 32% increase over the past decade, outpacing most major economies, according to Henley and Partners. This includes 70 centimillionaires and 12 billionaires, fueled by a growing entrepreneurial class and expanding financial and real estate sectors. While not a top destination for wealthy migrants, the country's economic stability is attracting attention. Despite this growth, the Philippines is expected to see a minor net outflow of 50 millionaires in 2025, dwarfed by larger exits from countries like the UK and China. Globally, the US leads with over 6 million millionaires. When's it going to be my turn, man? I don't know. It's not going to happen. Congratulations, Philippines, making a lot of money. You always have to wonder, though, is this the result of a concentration of wealth in the hands of a few amount of people at the expense of the working class? Not to go all Bernie Sanders on you.
Yeah, how do you feel about the 1%? How do you feel about people having a lot of money?
Not great. I think the statistic is Elon Musk has the same amount of wealth as, like, the bottom 53% of America or something like that. I was listening to Bernie on Joe Rogan yesterday. He was whipping out stats at me.
But I mean, that's Elon, and in a way, he's earned it. Why do you feel like he should donate it just because he's that rich?
I don't know.
He should just give it away.
I mean, he's spending hundreds of millions of dollars to get his preferred elected officials in. I feel like that would be better to spend on, education and healthcare and things like that. Yeah,
no, I'm actually just trying to understand the thought process. Personally, I don't care. But what I mean is like, is the idea that when someone gets that amount of wealth, they should just start giving it away because nobody should be that rich. Like, I've heard that statement, like, no one should have that much power. No one should have that much wealth.
Well, okay, so a lot of the times when we talk about this amount of wealth, we're talking about it in the form of assets, right? It's like in the form of controlling stocks or shares in a company, right? It's not like they're sitting on billions of dollars in a bank that's doing nothing. It's in the form of what they have built in terms of their businesses. However, those businesses have insane amounts of revenue, and then the cash flow is absolutely preposterous, and they do have tons of wealth that they use for, like, why do we need Blue Origin? Why does Jeff Bezos need his own private spaceship companies?
Because he can.
That's the issue to
Imagine
me.
that when you were young.
Why are we allowing them to be able to do this?
I want to fly in fish spaceships and go into space whenever I want. And then you are actually able to do that.
Well, and then here's the other issue that Dave Daniels brings up. He gets a lot of government grants too. We're actually giving him money, like, in terms of the government. So the math ain't mathin' to me.
Born in 1964.
Look, I'm not going to talk too much about the Philippines. I don't really know how the structure is like over there. But in terms of how it seems to work out in the West, I feel like we could be doing things a little bit better. But
come on, Jeffrey,
my 2
you
cents.
can do it. Pave the way.
All right.
Moving on to our next story. Thai-Cambodia border closures push visa runners towards Laos. Thailand has closed all land borders posts with Cambodia, except for medical emergencies, amid an ongoing territorial dispute. Now, popular crossings like Ban Pakat and Ban Lam are now shut, prompting visa runners and expats to reroute through Laos instead. Visa agents recommend organized minibus trips to Vientiane via Nong Khai, costing around 12,000 baht for transport, accommodation, and visa handling. Most tourists receive 60 days on re-entry to Thailand, extendable by a month. Flights between Thailand and Cambodia remain operational, and some long-stay visas can still be reactivated via air or sea entry.
I always think this is silly because, like, visa runs. Aren't we supposed to? We're supposed to be exiting after 60 days, right?
Yeah.
But there's so many businesses set up to be like, hey, well, do your exit and come back in. Like, I'm leaving, bye, and then I'm back, just like with a fake mustache or something.
Yeah.
Like that. But I feel there should be ways to do extensions without having to do the border runs and traveling. But I guess there's just too many big industries set up around this whole concept that, it's creating jobs, and if you want to stay in Thailand longer, yeah, why not? Go see some other places around here. But Laos on the up and up, because Cambodia, the most convenient border, a lot of problems over there now. Have you ever done the border runs before?
No.
I did have to do one during it was the COVID era.
Okay.
And it was bus to Cambodia. I literally just put my foot in Cambodia and then turned around and came back. It's like a silly, symbolic process, I think. Yeah.
I'm lucky to have permanent residency since I was about 16.
Show off. Yeah. I'm good now. I don't have to do them now.
I think it was a bit more simpler back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, as in, like, just, stay in Thailand for 5 years, get your residence permit. 5 years later, you can apply for nationality. Simple. Bada bing, bada boom.
Well, now Thailand is too much of a hot commodity.
Now they got the DTV and the elite and the this and that.
Oh, yeah. We forgot to talk about elite visa. They've got a bronze package now. Apparently, it's not selling that well. We'll get into it tomorrow, I guess.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Those are some of the stories from across Thailand today. You can find more stories on thetiger.com or join in the conversation at
ASEANnow.com.
That's Thailand's largest news forum.
Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. You can also click that little join button, become a member, and support the channel directly. You get all sorts of benefits like cool emojis. You can come to the studio. We'll give you some swag bags, and Jay will give you a high five. Me, pat on the back. Don't forget to also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you use social media fix. You'll see a bunch of content that you won't normally see here on the channel. And also announcing What's Up Bangkok. Have we posted that yet?
No.
We're going to post that soon. All right, hurry up, Stephanie. I mean, Meilun. Sorry. Be on the lookout, guys. We got a new show that we're doing called What's Up Bangkok. We're going to be talking about all of the things that you can do around the city. Rather than just coming to hear Phanong's behaving badly on GMT, we can also give you some fun things to do in our beautiful Bangkok. So be on the lookout for that. Now, we'll be with you tomorrow, but for now, let's dive into the comments and see what people have to say.
Let's do it.
If you like that story, please like and subscribe. And for more Thailand news, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok at The Tiger, or you can go to thetiger.com and join the conversation.